welcome back to American Sunrise. Thanks for joining us this morning. We invite you to hop on in our conversation on YouTube, Getter, and Rumble. And it is now time to take the political pulse of America. The beat today goes a little something like this. The MAHA Institute held its Autism Roundtable in Washington, D.C. yesterday. It followed President Trump's going bold to tackle autism announcement a little earlier in the week. Scientists, doctors, parents came together to confront the autism crisis and to discuss real solutions based on science for families across America. Here's some of what we heard in our live stream yesterday, if you didn't get to see.
So we all know that autism can't be genetic, even though we're told, and you can read everywhere, that it is genetic. But, you know, as everyone in this room knows, genetic changes at this level don't happen in one generation. You don't go from 1 in 10,000 to 1 in 31. It just can't happen. That's real science.
Joining us now to talk all about it is RAV Washington correspondent Britt McHenry. Britt, you were there for 6 solid hours. That's a long, long time. I bet you learned a lot. What sticks out to you the most in your mind?
One statistic really, Gina, it was that the average lifespan of a child diagnosed with autism is 34 years old, just 34 years old. That definitely got a reaction from the crowd. It started out, as we just listened to, with a lot of advocacy representatives from MAHA Action PAC, from the MAHA Institute. And as the panel proceeded throughout the afternoon, you had neurologists there, you had mothers there with their own personal testimonies. And of course, the big word of the week was Tylenol. Tylenol's parent company, Kenvue, shares dropped rather after the press conference that President Trump had about the drug, the over-the-counter drug, and not taking it if you're pregnant. Year to date, their losses are a 21% drop. So the shares dropped about 8%. They've rebounded a little bit, but this symposium only reiterated what the president said in detail. And it said, yes, it can be a factor. You know, with Advil, there's a risk of bleeding in pregnancy, but Tylenol is not the automatic go-to, or shouldn't be, as we've been told. And I'm sure you saw, Gina, the dug up tweet from 2017 where Tylenol said not to use it if you are pregnant. They backtracked and said that was taken out of context. But in addition to Tylenol, there was all sorts of things discussed about how autism really is affected and created in the natal stages, and it is a problem for a lot of children.
Yeah. I mean, because we do know that about 80% of cases they happen as the child is growing. So there's something happening there. Obviously, a lot of us are looking to the discussions that'll happen around vaccinations, especially mandated vaccinations so close together and so many. I know when I was growing up, there was, you know, you could count them on 2 hands, the amount of vaccines that were required to go to school. Now, by the time a child is like 18 years old, they've had how many? Do you know that number? It's a staggering number.
It's a staggering amount. The specific one they didn't touch on yesterday, but they did bring up, as we've discussed before, the hepatitis B shot. If that's transmitted sexually, why are infants required to have it? And a great line yesterday that I heard and everybody reacted to was, you are not anti-vaccine if you have simple questions about mercury, the amount of mercury that is being delivered in these vaccines. Aluminum, they have found traces of aluminum in brain tissue of children or anyone who's passed from various ailments, but who were diagnosed with autism. So there was a strong emphasis on, we are not saying ban all vaccines, but it should be logic, especially for parents, to question what is in these vaccines and why they are mandated and why there's other variants in them with aluminum, with mercury, that affects the mitochondria, which I feel like a scientist, an expert, a doctor at this point, Gina, in my own little way, because mitochondria is what
honorary
fuels
degree
the cell.
yesterday.
Yeah, I did. I was walking around
Yes,
with a cap after we left there. But a lot of neurologists there weighing in and emphasizing that there's environmental causes at play, and that Robert Kennedy Jr. just wants to look into these things and see what is absolutely necessary for our children to be taking when it comes to vaccines,
Right.
and to develop more awareness for pregnant women and what they can do. I asked a doctor, Dr. Richard Fry, well, what should pregnant women do in instances of pain? And he said, really try to educate yourself on some homeopathic remedies, acupuncture, massages. Not everyone has the time and space, Gina, to just go get a massage. I would love to do it every day if I could. But he said we should be looking outside the box instead of just popping Tylenol. And that was the emphasis. But it wasn't
a lot of that
only...
stuff works. I used acupuncture during my pregnancy, and it
Did
did
you?
work. Britt, I'm so glad you were there yesterday. Yes, I did. I'm so glad that you were there yesterday. I know we have a lot more to talk about, and we will in the coming days. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, now it is time. It's tea time, actually, with T. Bates.
Let's spill some tea.
Let's Spill Some Tea is fueled by Artillery Tea Company. It is the only America First veteran-owned tea brand out there. Their mission, you ask? Well, it's to maximize flavor with whole leaf blends and chemical-free tea bags. There's no junk here, just real tea. And the tactical advantage is that each bag brews not just once, but twice. Go to artillerytco.com, that's the website, and you can get the free precision brewing guide with orders over $30. That's artillerytco.com. It's premium tea, mission-driven, brewed for the brave. All right, let's get right into what's in the cup today, and that would be the co-founder of Artillery Tea Company, Mike Britton. Mike, good to see you. Good morning.
Morning, Terrence. Thanks.
All right, so look, I'm looking at our screen and we've got the pumpkin blend, and I've got to tell you, my daughter just the other day said, "It's pumpkin season, Dad. I want something pumpkin." I said, "Well, look in the cabinet. We've got some pumpkin artillery tea." It is the time of the year for that. I'm telling you, you are a staple in our household. I'm not so sure I'm supposed to admit that, but I'm just being honest. You are a staple in our household.
Yeah, it sounds good. We just released that blend about a month ago or so, and the response has been great. I mean, every year we always sell out of that stuff. We're always having to do constant reorders. I have to reorder this blend and re-blend it ourselves more often than, most of the blends that we have. So the response has been great. Yeah.
Huh. And it's one of those things that I would imagine is seasonal. And as a good businessman, you react to what's popular during a specific season. And it is pumpkin season. And so fortunately, people are buying it and really enjoying it.
Yeah, we do this every year. This is, I think, our third year releasing this same pumpkin payload blend, so we haven't modified the formula at all. Typically, we only sell it, though, till maybe December, maybe January some years. And so it is a limited time blend. We are thinking about, speaking of seasonality, trying to do a Christmas blend this year. We're in the early stages of development with that. If anyone knows, people have probably heard about what Charlie's favorite tea was, the Majesty. That's going to be an inspiration for us too, and so we hope to get that out here soon too.
Okay, well, let me just go on and add to the mix. Candy cane, I'm telling you, I think it would be a hit. Some sort of candy cane flavored tea, I'm all for that. But, I'll just take a small fee if your R&D decides to go forward with that. Talk about some of the things that you guys do, even apart from tea. Obviously, you donate part of your profits to veteran and first responder nonprofits. Share why supporting those sorts of causes is so important there to Artillery Tea.
Yeah, that's one of the main reasons we started this company, not only seeing kind of a market gap in a conservative tea space. There wasn't really anybody out there that's doing what we're doing, and still to this day, there isn't really anyone out there doing this. But other than that, we're veteran founded, we're veteran run, family run and operated. People have seen Joey on this show. He's my younger brother. He was in the Army for 10 years, served on several deployments. And so, these are the people that safeguard and maintain our freedoms that we owe so much to. And we felt like on our end, starting a tea company to support them was kind of the least we could do to show our appreciation. And so that's really at the heart of everything we do here at the company.
Hey, I hear you guys have a special offer for our viewers today. What is that?
Yeah, sure. So a lot of tea is weak, Terrence. The tea from the grocery stores, it's made of dust. It's made of plastic bleach paper tea bags. And so we came out with a product that uses the whole leaves and uses chemical-free bags. But there's kind of a nuance with our product, and that is that black tea and green tea and herbal tea, they brew differently. And so to get the optimal flavor out of each one of them, you have to go a slightly different temperature, slightly different steeping time. And then, as you know, you can get 2 cups of tea out of each one of our tea bags. And so with that nuance, we came up with something called the Precision Brewing Guide, where it gives you which type of tea you purchased, and then what temperature you should brew it at, how long to do the first steep for the first cup, and how long to do the second steep. So it's really a guide to get the maximum flavor and the maximum volume out of the product. And so for today only, we were going to do a free Precision Brewing Guide with every order that's over $30.
Wow. Who knew that there's a science to brewing tea? I think most of us thought, okay, you get some hot water, you put the tea bag in, you let it steep until it's dark enough for you, and then you're good to go. But in order to maximize it, you say there's really a temperature variance, if you will, and a science to it.
Yeah, that's right. So black tea is like a higher temperature, right? If you brew green tea with boiling water, you're going to extract more bitter compounds out of it. And so you're going to get a more bitter cup of tea, a more flavorless cup of tea. But if you brew at the right temperature for the right time, it'll be smooth, it'll taste natural, it'll taste how it's supposed to taste.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Well, folks, anything over $30 that you order from Artillery Tea, you can get this guide and learn how to properly make your cup of tea. Mike, always good to see you, my friend. Have a great weekend. Tell the brothers I said hello.
Will do. Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. Thank you. Coming up, folks, remembering Charlie Kirk, country music star Jeff Bates, no relation. Well, he's just released a new song dedicated to our friend and to Turning Point USA's founder. He joins us next here on American Sunrise.
We never saw the bullet coming, just screaming and the running, and everybody praying for his life. We watched him come